Salutations, dear youngsters, from the bottom of my hearts, for the Lord in you, for the great youngster in you, a promising, a guaranteed youth, going to be asset to oneself and the world at large. And congratulations for your consistency in listening to these talks of Gita and giving me an opportunity for discussing with you these beautiful topics. May we continue that way, keep on learning, empowering our intellects with right understanding and vision, and planning and working accordingly. May we be always a performer, an achiever, a contributor, not a non performer, non achiever, and consumer. So let us promise this to ourselves. With that alone, we can live a very dynamic life and a purposeful life, avoiding all the lazinesses, pitfalls, as well as distractions. That's how a human being, with his knowledge or understanding, wisdom or maturity, make his life beautiful, good for himself and world at large. Thank you. Today also three things. One, the prayer, chanting, mantra. Then we will do our everyday one common sense thought. Then today, Gita, what we will do? First, I thought of summary of all third chapter, but it is too big. So the last portion, which is very crucial, Arjuna's Prashna, Bhagavan's Jawab, answer, uh, which we in fact saw in last 7 8 days. Today, I just feel like summarizing that only in short and sweet form so that there is a satisfaction that third chapter we tried our best to study the important things required for us the youth, not from spiritual angle fully, but how we can use. And also from tomorrow we will be starting our fourth chapter, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam. It also has 42 gems of slokas. In that also 7, 8, 10 topics. Let us see which we can cull out for our learning. Definitely they are there. See, Shraddhavan lavate jnanam tadviti pranipateno brahmarpanam tatsmad ajnana sambhutam karmanya karmaya pashetu chaturanyam. The beautiful topics are there in chapter 4 also, related and useful to you. Now remember, whatever the dress clothes you have at home, utensil you have in kitchen, you don't use all of them at a time, but you collect them, keep ready, so that you don't miss when you need. In the same way, collecting all these gems of wisdom from Gita is our job. Keep them as stock in your own heart. Then whenever, whichever the time, what is required, you use it and make benefit out of it. In fact, whenever we are finding the leisure time, we have to go on referring to, revising all these topics so that this information becomes our knowledge. For all that, you have to be more serious, sincere. Find time to go through reflection. Don't say, I don't have time. This I don't have time is a disease. If it starts in you, throughout life, you will say the same thing for all the most important things and waste all the time for the nonsense things. Never make that habit. You must find time for that which empowers our knowledge, our understanding, our wisdom, our maturity. So then only quickly we grow, avoid the fallings or failures, and make a habit of success. That is the way and the only way. Clear? Now in the chapter 3, the last 7 8 slokas, what is that because of which we commit all the blunders and mistakes and sins and deserve the hell or the punishment or dukkha? That's the topic, the kamana ityadi. We have tried to explain it in many details. Deliberately, we took more time to delve on these topics. And most of the data is given to you, maybe some more missing, some stories, anecdotes, more logics, examples, plenty can be given. But you are wise, so main इशारा कर दिया तो समझदार हो आप इसलिए पर समझदार इशारा काफी है. All said and done, what can I suggest to you is from this topic of Atakena Prayuktoyam, till evam buddhehe. These slokas, Lord Krishna's answer to Arjuna question, 7 or 8 talks are there. Make a target of listening at least 3 or 4 times and note down the points on your notebook. So, once for all, it is there. You can even delete those talks, not required for you. Clear? Try करो इस तरह से. Master it. Hmm. Now let us start. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. To invoke the grace of the Lord through various forms, to develop our devotion, to develop our faith, to develop our concentration, to make a very good habit, to give positive vibes to our heart. Every day we are learning one japa mantra and doing little bit here, giving you targets for a long time, also daily in that sequence. Today is again the name of the mother only. Om Aim Hrim Shrim. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Lalita Tripura Sundaryai Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Sri Lalita Tripura Sundaryai Namaha. Another expression of Adi Parashakti Mata. In her, all the Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati mothers are there. Whenever you say the Durga, that is a Shakti to eliminate negative. Whenever you say Lakshmi, that is a Shakti to give us positive. The Saraswati is that direction which makes us use the positive Shakti, the knowledge or wisdom. Power to eliminate negative, power of good qualities, and the direction in which this power or qualities are to be used. This is what is called as Durga Lakshmi Saraswati. In our heart, we have to understand. This Lalita Mata is the combination of all these three. That's all, especially in the Dakshina Bharata, the Lalita Mata worshippers are millions in numbers. And as much is each one's depth of devotion and sankalpa, to that extent, mother giving darshanam or mother blessing or mother protecting, that is eternally going on happening. You and I, from the young age only, with Shraddha, when we can do all this japa, bhakti ke saath, definitely will have more and greater benefits, even to the extent of sakshatkara of all these devatas, devis, because they are very much there. I to believe it helps me. So I'm not forcing you, but I'm only giving an idea. And in my case, if I'm not able to deal with you with these Gita classes and are able to do other classes, in my understanding is no doubt it is a grace of Bhagavan invoked only that is making these things happen. And furthermore, lot of goals to be achieved. I believe divine is the power which can give strength to combat all the inner outer obstacles that come, challenges that come. That's what to prove. We have all the stories in variety of Puranas. Clear? Then see all that when you practice, when you experience, you yourself develop that faith. But till that experience comes to practice, you have to believe someone, have faith in someone. Then I told you one day, if you believe God, even if He is not there, it's nothing wrong because of believing God, you behaved properly. If without believing God, we did some nonsense and suddenly God is there, you will catch and put behind the bars. Therefore, it's always better. है कि नहीं कोई बॉस ऑफिस में नहीं है ऐसे मानकर if you do all hangama and suddenly if he is there, then he'll catch you and dismiss you. If the boss is not there, but still you think he is there and you work disciplinedly, at least work is achieved. Is it not? In the same way. If at all that doubt is there, if that doubt is not there and you have the faith that Bhagavan is there, but how is he, where is he, I can't understand, then it's better, it's good. And where is he, how is he, what is he? Slowly, when we study scriptures, discuss with our masters, then they will tell. God in the transcendental form, God in the imminent form, God in the form of avatara coming and blessing the devotees retail way as well as wholesale way. Okay, this is how the Bhagavan is there in 6, 7 forms. It is a transcendental form, a Sachidananda Brahma. He is immanent form in the form of all the names and forms, and he is in the form of avatars when he has to bless the devotees, individual or total. And he is very much there in his particular different lokasa, Vaikuntha, Saketa, Goloka, and the Kailasa, Brahmaloka, ityadi. The same Lord, through various Veda mantras, invoked and made to stay in the various temples. So, there, through those upasanas, the Lord stationed there, he blesses. So, this is how Bhagavan's presence is recognized, worships are done, blessings are invoked as per our own Shastras, as discovered by our own great spiritual scientists. Like the worldly scientists investigate, bring out this principle, with that they create these are those things for our use in consumption, and it comes to us, we use them. Spiritual scientists also have done all this for us. Yeah. Only difference is this worldly scientists are dealing with the gross tangible things. But these people deal with the subtle things like mind, intellect, in that bhakti, in that shraddha, in that consistency. And with that shraddha, bhakti, consistency, yukta mana, do the upasanas that are told. This is how it is little subtle. Therefore, it appears little difficult to us. But once you enter into the groove of practicing that, we know the results coming and we believe it. In the world also, many things are there which give you instantaneous result. Some things need some time. Yeah, spirituality needs some time and needs your inner faculties of Shraddha, Bhakti and consistency. Then it will come. Thank you. Now, today's mantra is Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Lalita Tripura Sundaryai Namaha. 27 times. Let us do. Enjoy it. ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं श्रीललिता त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै नमः 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 ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं श्रीललिता त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै Namaha. Divine Mother, Divine Mantra. Render it divinely. You can see the result beautiful. So I invoke Mother's grace on all of us so that we'll be steadfast on our right path of worldly success and service, spiritual success and service. Okay. Common sense thought for the day is so simple. What is that? Just like we visit in our life with youngsters, so many places of entertainment and enjoyment very frequently. And a football, cricket match is happening, we go and watch. Our own ideal role model, hero, or anybody coming, we go and meet and shake and take selfie or all that. Or a new movie is released, so we go there to see. Or with the friends, we go for picnic, we go for some entertainment. How many things we do, we go for outing. As these things we do, in the same way, today's common sense thought more than that, it is an advice is what? Visit the holy places also. If not as frequently as your enjoyments, because you have very less time, you are busy with your studies and naukri. For some relaxation, you keep going all those places. I can't say no, even if I say you will not listen to me. I know that. But along with that, add in your list visiting these good places also. I'm not saying by saying so, the places which you are visiting are not good. I have no right to say. Enna, whatever you have your opinion. What I mean by saying go to good places means those places. Let us say for example the temples are there. Make a point. 5 दिन घूमो जहाँ जाना है, but हफ्ते में एक या दो बार you must go to temple. So too there are some satsangs are going on. Once in a week, there's so many places, wonderful talks are going on. Don't postpone it to the old age. You should not grow in age older to listen to that. You should grow in wisdom to understand by the time you become old. For that, you have to listen from now only. And there are some ashramas where beautiful curriculum is happening. 4-5 बजे उठते हैं सुबह. Wonderful Vedic chanting goes on. Then early morning, other pujas. Then 7:30 satsanga Guru gives. Then there is Sanskrit teaching. Then there is some homework given. Then afternoon, little nap. Then from 4 to 6, they go and do the entire seva in the ashram. Then 6 to 7, they have worship in temple. 7 onwards, 1 hour, they have again some discussion. Then dinner, then 1 hour, they do again the homework given, either for Sanskrit or for chantings or for any of the theme that it was taught. And sleep early by 9:30, 10 morning 3:30 uthe. There are beautiful ashramas. Hundreds of them are there. Temples though uncountable. Big pilgrim places are there. Char Dham Yatra ityadi. And beautiful temples in our own locality vicinity. आप में से कुछ लोग हैं कि आपके घर के सामने ही होगा, बट कभी जाते ही नहीं आप. योर मदर, ग्रैंड मदर, दे गो बट यू डोंट. As if it is not for you. Is it not? That notion that good is not for us, only enjoyment is for us, that is very strong in the youth. The very bad, wrong notion they carry. I don't know how to eliminate it. I'm sorry what I said. If you are not accepting it, we condition ourselves in that way. Why should I meet any Mahatmas? Why should I go to temple? Why study Shastra? Why go to satsang? It's not my age for going ashram. अरे वहां जाकर दाखिला होने को थोड़ी कह रहे हैं, एक दिन रहकर आ जाओ बस. Then you see that calmness, serenity of those places. When you go to the ashram, I told you the activity, very dynamic, dynamic activity, but very positive and very noble, very sublime, beautiful it is. That Vedic chanting, the depth of that. Then the sermons or the talks when the Guru gives the beauty of that. Oh, it's great. And all the children in the ashram, even the elders, whichever the ashram it is, ashram I'm talking, not the old age homes or the Anatha Sharanalayam. That you go some other time for your service. That also equally. But then that's different mood. वो बताने वाले आपको बहुत होंगे, बट ये बताने के लिए मैं अकेला हूं. तो माय रिकमेंडेशन इज गो टू दिस स्पिरिचुअल आश्रमास, गुरुकुलास, where the Veda Dhyanam etc. are taught. Wahan jao. See the beauty of that place and all. Outskirts to the town, they are there. Very serene, calm. There are cows. They're all. It's a beautiful thing. How don't know how do you miss that? Enjoy and there are very many youngsters they're going also. You may be one of them. And also the temples, the mantrocharana by Panditji, and the puja that is done, beautiful vigraha of the Lord, then the Ghantanada, Mangalarati. Oh, that is very touching. Touching is touching to the heart. Therefore, good places, divine places, holy places, spiritual places, make a point to listen. Go and see. There's nothing wrong. Jao, dekho. Point one. Two, when you go to these places, please go with clear conviction, clear commitment. When you go to that place, go with that attitude of devotion and purity only. Of really listening to that Mahatma, if you go to ashram, doing that seva, is it not following that discipline? Going to temple only for doing that, seeing that puja done by the pujariji and doing that pradakshina, sitting, doing japa, for that only you go. If it is for any other irrelevant wrong thing, I suggest better not to go. Because you are going there, spoils the vibrations there because your attitude is not good. For doing all the nonsense, anyway, the other places are there. Do we have the right to spoil that place? मत जाओ. मंदिर जा रहे हैं, आश्रम जा रहे हैं, तो वहाँ का एटमॉस्फेयर के लिए जाना है. Like when you go to hospital, all patients are there. Can you go there with all the drums and trumpets and dhada dhada karke all patients died? Will you do that? So to go to a school where teacher is teaching lessons and you shout and make all nonsense that children are distracted. Do you do? देखो इतना तो कॉमन सेंस होना है कि वेयर वी आर गोइंग वी शुड डू दैट ओनली इन द सेम वे व्हेन यू गो टू टेंपल गो फॉर वर्शिप गो फॉर prayers only that much you do and get benefit of that beautiful atmosphere. Don't carry your non-positive mind if you have and just do nonsense things there. नॉनसेंस थिंग्स और क्या है जो बड़े बूढ़े लोग करते हैं मंदिर में जाकर सिर्फ गप्पे मारते हैं अबाउट पॉलिटिक्स एंड ऑल डोंट डू दैट नॉनसेंस फर्दर दिस अदर प्लेस गो टू पार्क एंड डू आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू टू डू मैं तो डिनाई करता हूँ उसको इफ यू थिंक यू से दैट यू कांट लीव इट अप आई एम टेलिंग देयर इज ए प्लेस फॉर इट like in that airports and all there is smoking zone is there you should never smoke but you are such a stupid addict you can't never wahan jaake kar thoda useless काम is it not? In the same way, every place has its sanctity. Temples, especially the ashramas, when you go, maintain the discipline. Go with that dress, take the flowers and fruits, see the puja, do parikrama, pradakshina, sit, do some japa because you already known 20, 30 japas, more than 40 shlokas you have learned already. You are the masters now. Every day what I am teaching, you are learning it by heart. You are such a genius. I live in these imaginations. that my children are learning all that and they are becoming masters. Any day I can test them, they will be passing with Avval Darja. See, good imagination, na? Are true, you can make it true for your sake and my sake. So you have all the list of these things. Do those prayers. है ना अच्छा परिक्रमा करके साष्टांग दंड प्रणाम करके the best is what sit close eyes and tell Lord, oh Lord, may I be wise, may I be devoted, may I be patriotic, may I be skillful in my professions, may I be excel my own self day by day, may my contribution be acknowledged, recognized, appreciated, rewarded, may I get more and more talents and opportunities, may I grow not only for my happiness and satisfaction, I should be contributor to the company, to the country, to the cosmos. Lord, give me the power of all sorts the knowledge power, the devotion power, the sense power, the body power, the mind power, the money power, the people power. Please bless me with all that so that I'll be a very wonderful achiever, not only for me, also for me, okay, no doubt, not only for me, but also for the Lord, for the world. इस तरह से प्रेयर करते जाओ there's so many youngsters do that. They only are in their life little more disciplined than others, more committed than others, more theoretical and practical than others, and they are really the achievers and contributors in their own way. Everybody cannot be the highest level, but everybody is achieving at their own level. Like I am not as high and great as so many Mahatmas doing so much of seva. But in my own way, I am just doing something. ये भी थोड़ा तो है काम But I'm happy with this. In the same way, pray to the God with His blessings, we can achieve something that itself is a great satisfaction. But visit those good places, temples, the ashramas, where the spirituality is going on regularly, properly. In ashrama, stay 2 3 days if possible. Temple, make a program. This whole 1 month, I'll go every day. Morning 4:30, I go there. 5 o'clock. Do some seva in the temple. इस तरह से सोच कर जाओ. This is a lifelong, not only cherishable, memorable moments, but they are the ones have the strong impression positive in the heart. Then these are the moments which inspire us whenever we need inspiration. Okay? Thank you. Now come to our Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, 43 slokas. Then up to the 35, lot of the topics are discussed. In the 36th verse, we can see Arjuna asking the question to Lord Krishna, and Bhagavan gave answer in the 7 slokas. All these 7 slokas, while chanting, I will just literally explain. Maximum in 10 15 minutes. That is what is our class today. So that anytime you want to have the synopsis or summary of what is done in these 7 classes, you will have in this talk. And those who attend only this talk, which is a synopsis form, bullet points form, I'm telling, those who want details, they go back to the earlier 6 days classes. Then with a good satisfaction, we'll conclude this chapter 3 to continue only tomorrow with the chapter 4. All 18 we will do. Let it take its own time. मैं तो रेडी हूँ, आपको भी होना पड़ेगा. हो गया? Now straight away we'll do the 36 shloka chanting and literal meaning explanation so that you are attentively listening and catching it. Then what Bhagavan gave the answer. So question and doubt and problem raised by Arjuna in 36, then the answer, then the clarification and the solution given by Bhagavan in these 7 slokas. One of the very pertinent, important for everybody. But unfortunate are the things, are the people that such things only we take it for granted and less value we give, therefore we are not getting benefited by them. And this is a topic though I covered in 6 days, fitting to you, but this is a throughout life topic. It can have a lot of questions asked by you. Some I can answer, many answers you have to find by practically doing the things which are told. हर चीज का आंसर नहीं मिलता. Your main questions will be what? Swami, this is a world of materialism, the world of competition, world of plenitude, world of earning and all, and more importantly, world of indulgence. No, how can I avoid that? All these questions will ask. The answer is what? Ultimately, though, you have to avoid for succeeding in the world at the highest level and spiritual. This point we don't compromise with. After that, for your satisfaction, not our thought, then we say keep limits, keep yourself balanced. Don't do anything at the cost of dharma, at the cost of your success, at the cost of your own profession, at the cost of your own health, at the cost of your own name and fame, at the cost of your own life, at the cost of your own parents. So these are the suggestions we give. That because you asked. Otherwise, straight point is what? Don't give options to you. Don't justify. Don't ask for alternatives. The one who, without asking for options and alternatives, without justifying, does whatever Guru Shastra says, he will cut asunder all the impediments, all the obstacles, all unwanted problems and doubts that come en route to the success. You understand? Like a doctor's prescription, along with what to take, what not to take. Just follow strictly the faith on doctor. Quickly your bimari will go. But we being unintelligently intelligent, go through all the YouTube and this and that channels and see variety of doctors giving variety of the treatments for variety of diseases for variety of people. Then our doctor to whom we go, we have doubts, then we ask 100 things. No, that fellow, he becomes a patient by answering our questions. Is it not? And how long? Dekho, don't need to go to any doctor who is not successful. It's okay. A doctor, 30 years service, 25 service, did very good job. Then you approach him, follow. हो गया कि नहीं बात? But then go there with lot of doubts and how many can clarify? Oh, doctor, Saab, tell me what are the ingredient salts in this medicine. Why this one? This is applied for what indication? This particular medicine or salt for what indication? What are the side effects will come? इतना पूछते जाओ. Not that he doesn't have the answer, but it delays the process. ले लो, दवा ठीक हो जाएगा. Patiently पढ़ लो. This is also we say. That's what I'm saying. This is a topic goes for the whole life, not as simple as we discussed. And the biggest problem and disease, as I told you, one of the days, third day, not only at the individual level, but even at the total universe level, is this karma only. Anywhere people are fighting, people are quarreling, people are destroying each other. All of that is only because of krodha. Krodha is because of karma. That's why karma yesha, krodha yesha. See, universal problem and universal solution. Individual problem, mutual problem, universal problem is this only. Solution we यही है. That is why it's an endless topic. That's why all the time you have to remember and use it. That's why not only I did it for 6 days, today we are taking the initiative to summarize it. And this topic will time and again come every chapter. That time we will refer to these slokas. And when I am talking to you, you listen to you, both the speaker and listener. What we have to ensure is what? Is this knowledge become conviction in us or not? Are we benefiting by that conviction by practicing it or not? That is more important. I am not here to satiate your intellectual hunger or not to vomit what is there in my mouth or the mind. It has a purpose. You and I should be equipped intellectually with right knowledge and wisdom so that while pursuing our goals, we avoid the pitfalls or impediments or distractions or our all failures. इसलिए ये सब discussion हो रहा है. Nothing is purposeless. We are not doing time pass के लिए. I have no right to waste even your 1 minute. So to my own. I have my own pursuit. I have my own goal. इज इट नॉट? तो आपका ना ही टाइम बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, हमारा भी नहीं कर रहे हैं. हम ये पर्पस के साथ हो रहा है. तो हैव दैट डिसिप्लिन, हैव दैट डिग्निटी, हैव दैट determination, have the dedication, have the devotion, have the dispassion, and then perform by learning. Achievement is beautiful. Starting Om Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Geeta Sharanam Mama, Sri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Sri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Atha Truteyodhyayah, Karma Yogaha, Arjuna Uvacha, अथ षट्त्रिंशः श्लोकः. So slowly I chant, slowly I explain, and equally concentratedly you listen. And if I'll give a pause, maybe a few seconds, feel that did you catch the literal meaning of that shloka? And are you able to understand at least a little bit? And is it appealing? Is it acceptable? Is it right? Clear? That's how we will see. एक एक श्लोक का 3-3 मिनट लगाओ, 10-12 मिनट में हो जाएगा. स्टार्ट. अर्जुन उवाच अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Atha, now a very pertinent, important question I got, O Lord. Atha is a very auspicious word. Gita starts Lord's teaching, Atha only, Atha Vyavasthitan Društva. All great Darshana Shastra start with Atha. Atha Yoga Anushasanam, Atha to Brahma Jignasa, Atha Karma Anushasanam, Atha to Bhaktim Vyakya Syamaha. Very good. Atha, oh Lord, now I want to ask an important personal question. Bechara thinks it is personal, but it is for everyone. What is the question? Kena prayuktaha. Prayukta means forced by, pushed into by. Kena prayuktaha. Ayam purushaha. This human being means his own self and all of us. Papam charati. Does the papa. Wrong things. Which is unconstitutional, unparliamentary, and uncivilized, inhuman, as well as contrary to the Shastra put together, not helping for evolution or success, but only causing the devolution and failure. That's called Papa. जो करना है नहीं करना, जो नहीं करना है वो करना, इसको पापम कहते हैं। मेनली जो नहीं करना करना उसको पापम। ठीक है? So many papa. The physical body papa for ourselves is lazying ourselves and harming others with the body. Sense organ level papa is not using them for right work, but indulging in all the pleasures with that and losing all the capacity. The mind level papa is instead of having good positive emotions, filling with all lust, passion, and negative things of anger, crankiness, etc. Buddhi level papa means instead of using knowledge of integration, knowledge of goal, using that buddhi and its sharpness to divide people, to belittle people, to harm people, to what do you say, defeat people. This is called as papam at the buddhi level. Papam at the ego level is what? Instead of being simple and humble and one with all, trying to maintain speciality and I am holier than you and greater than you, therefore everybody should listen to me, like that dominating, suppressing like a dictator. That is a papam at the ego level. See, these topics we didn't discuss that time. Now we are like that. It is an endless topic. केन पापम चरित पुरुषः. ठीक है? अथ केन प्रयुक्तः अयम पुरुषः पापम चरति. ठीक है? अनिच्छन्नपि, नॉट विलिंगली बट फोर्स्ड बाय. इच्छा नहीं है उनका, बट फिर भी ही इज एज इफ फोर्स, बलादिव नियोजितः. विथ बलम somebody is pushing him. Like, sometimes you don't want to go to office, but compulsion because holidays, chuttis are over, you are forcing yourself to go. Sometimes food you don't like, but there's no other option. You eat that only. Sometimes friend is calling. You are busy in watching cricket TV, but then that fellow is important. If you don't answer, he will mind. Therefore, balat. I'm just giving examples. You don't want to come to Gita class, but your mother, father has forced you. Balat, you came and sat. Maybe. Is that the thing? Balat niyojitah iva. So, see how conscious we have to be to understand this depth of the question. There is something within us which is compelling us, impelling, imposing us on us, forcing us to do the papa. And otherwise, we are good and noble. If that papa forcing, sin forcing thing is eliminated because of us, those negative things will not happen, which destroy us also, the world also. Isn't it? And the papam in the world for the sake of money, cheating people, killing, murder, and all, for the sake of some sense pleasures and all. Youngsters doing all nonsense nowadays, the drugs and the drinks and अरे रामा अभी हिसाब देखो. In politics all घोटाले कर रहे हैं. Everything, everybody is full of papa. Only the one who studied Shastra thoroughly, studied the life, and the one who understood action and its result and came to conclusion, Papa leads to Dukkha, Punya leads to Sukha, Sadhana leads to Moksha, thoroughly understood, only he will be able to understand Papam and avoid it, understand Punyam and do it, understand Sadhana and do it. That's a big, that's a job of many, many lives. Just like to become engineer, you have to start from the class LKG learning ABCD. Then slowly after plus two, you take up that subject. Then go to that engineering, then masters, then go through various of trainings. Then you are posted a place. There you are given training. Then you become engineer. In that also 10, 20 years service हो गया तब जाकर. By the time your age is 40, 45. Just to call as an engineer only 40 years you have spent. So to avoid papam, do punyam, do sadhana and reach higher goals, you need many lives. It's a beginning for you and us because we started studying Gita. So, kena prayuktaha ayam purushaha papam charati. Pushed by whom, forced by whom, these human beings do papa, anichanapa, even though they don't desire it, baladiva niyojitaha, as if somebody is forcing. Clear, understood? Bhagavan's answer. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Lord, who is kind, compassionate, well-wisher of all, wants everyone to succeed and outside and inside, doesn't want anybody to fail or become miserable. Such kind, compassionate, all-wise, all-powerful, all-knowledgeable, all-pervading, Bhagavan Krishna's answer. Straight away answer. What is that by which we are doing sin forced by? Kama eshaha krodha eshaha. It is kamana. unambiguously, that is desire. It has so many things, the greeds, the passions, the lusts, all of them are the subsets of the kama. So kamaha eshaha, desire in you. Whenever you use word desire, generally is ignoble desires. If they are noble, let us not use that bad word desire. We can say they are visions or the ambitions or the goals or the aims or the higher targets. Just to differentiate. नाम डिजायर का अर्थ नेगेटिव ही जनरली लिया जाता है. Otherwise, wanting to serve the nation also is a desire, but is an ambition. Let us not mix up. Like we have already mixed up the word passion. Passion is a negative word actually. But nowadays, for everything positive, use passion. Have passion for riding scooter. Have the passion of walking. The passion is actually a negative one. But in course of time, the youngsters or people use the word in different context and the meaning of it changes. That's a problem. Everywhere it happens. So our point is here, ki kamaha is desire. Any ignoble desire. Generally, desires are for the sense pleasures of the objects outside. Some are the emotional desires. Yeah. They, when they are not noble, when we don't have the right or authority for that, or we don't have the resources to fulfill them, then they make us, those desires make us commit the sin. Already we discussed. Kama yeshaha, then uska chota bhai कौन है? क्रोध एषः. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. In our deep restless or impression, if the rajoguna, the restlessness is there, that expresses a desire. Desire makes us restless. Then when we work restlessly, the result comes. We are restless again to indulge in that. Then if it is ignoble, again we become restless. That restlessness is called rajoguna. A peaceful, calm, and quiet person will have noble ideas only, not the desires, etc. By the way, so Rajoguna se utpanna, desire, kama, krodha, the anger, they are the cause. Kama yesha, krodha yesha. Direct answer. So as long as you have desires, number of desires, depth of desire, ignobility of the desire, then to that extent to follow the desire or fulfill, we commit sins at the body, mind, speech, etc. level. Then we reap the result of it. Think yourself for more and more examples. Then Bhagavan says, Maha Asanaha. That is, Maha Asana means it is the so much of consumer. I told you two things. One is the consumer means as much you go on adding like a fire to the fuel to the fire, it goes on eating but never gets satiated. That's called as Maha Asana. Like elephant. You give एक dozen केला to the elephant. वो देखकर हंसेगा अरे बेवकूफ 100 डजन दो मेरे को because its capacity of eating is that much. So to big gigantic tree, you एक चम्मच पानी उसको डालो तो नहीं होगा. You have to put buckets and buckets of water for that. Maha Ashanaha. Is it not? In some stories you see people eat so much. एक बार कुबेर जी का story, he was so proud of his wealth as well as his ability to give food to others. Bhagavan Ganapati thought, I'll teach a lesson to him. He went to Kubera. Dev Khana. आ जाओ बहुत को खिलाया. You are what? He started giving. Ganapati ji started eating everything. And whatever the eatables, right? Oh, पूरा खत्म हो गया. And give me more. There was nothing to offer. He started eating chammach and plate and karchi and katori and patila and all that. Then Kuber says, Bhagwan, मैं समझ गया हूँ. You came to teach me lesson. Sorry, I'm no ego now. I'm not that way rich person that I can neither rich nor should be arrogant that I can give dhanam or satiate others' hunger. So just to teach lesson to him, Ganapati goes there. Mahashana. Some of the youngsters also are there. They eat so much, so much, so much, but फिर भी पेट नहीं भरता. Then they eat tissue paper also. Do you know that? And that fellow was trying to eat the tissue paper in the hotel because it was served along with all items. He thought it's a compliment. He started eating. The fellow from the other table shouting, "Arey, mat kha. ठीक नहीं है वो, tasty नहीं." He says, "How do you know मैं खा लिया? I have eaten already." So Mahashana. They eat at home and go to the party. They eat in the party, go to the hotel. They eat in the hotel, go to friend's house. They eat there also and come home and shout to mother, "Mama, hungry." That fellow gluttonous, born only to eat. There are some. And there are some that leeches. कितने खून पीते हैं वो. And some small those insects, that larva, pupa type, on the leaves. Whole tree they eat. Their life is only to eat, oh, eat, oh, eat, oh, eat, oh, eat. They have nothing to do. Many of these crops, so big, these things, attack it and eat away. I'm giving so many examples to tell you Mahashana means any amount of things it desires you consume, give, still it never says enough. And another meaning Mahashana is all your life it consumes, time it consumes, energies it consumes, opportunities it consumes, your abilities it consumes. Finally, it consumes your great possibility of great achievements. That means what? A person who becomes slave to the desire loses everything, including his life. Along with doing the sin, later on will be kicked and punished. This is how that Maha Ashana word has to be elaborately understood. I gave you the details few days back. Okay? And because of Maha Ashanatha, endless craving or wanting to fulfill, resources are not there. Therefore, we go for all unrighteous means. That is called Mahapapma. Mahapapma means what? एक नहीं दो नहीं बहुत बहुत पाप कराता है. फिर छोटा छोटा नहीं बड़ा बड़ा पाप कराता है. फिर एक बार दो बार नहीं बार बार पाप कराता है. That's the meaning of Maha word added to that Papma as a prefix. Not one or two, but many sins. Not smaller ones, but big, big ones. Not once, but again and again. Mahapapma. That चोर etc. एक बार नहीं हो बार बार चोरी करते हैं. छोटा छोटा नहीं बड़ा बड़ा करते हैं. और एक ही चीज नहीं इतने जगह चोरी करते हैं. They do the theft of the money, the gold ornaments, then variety of the vehicles. देखो आज का न्यूज़ कहीं था ना पेट्रोल में लारी लगाया था परसों दे the two things. I don't know how it is possible. Last 2 months back you heard which country I don't remember India और जगह कि शेड में एक ट्रेन लगाया कोई आखिर ट्रेन कोई चोरी करके गए. In another place, the fellow, the driver was having the tea or coffee somewhere. Somebody took the bus only. ये कुछ नहीं इन फॉरेन कंट्री का ही किसी ने हेलीकॉप्टर को हेलीकॉप्टर को चोरी करके ले गया हो. आई डोंट नो हाउ दे कॉट इट यू ऑल नॉट. अब लोगों का दिमाग ऐसा है कुछ भी करेंगे. दैट्स कॉल्ड ए महापाप. डूइंग दैट पाप ऑफ थेफ्ट. So a thief, many number of sins, many times they do, bigger, bigger also, they don't hesitate to. See, these all terrorists and all. Mahapapma. There in their mind. Bada paap karata hai. See, every front may, on the religious front, everywhere people are fanatic. See, in our own country, how many thousands of temples were destroyed? Not once, many times, and again and again. And how much the pain must be to those devotees of those temples. Therefore, you as Hindus, never to try, you will never do, I know that. Even if the thought comes, curb it. Our temples we get back. Today is December 6. Rememberable day. Thank God our Ram Mandir came back. Exactly 30 years back. So, Mahapapma, we should not, with our desire and passion, trouble others. First, the desire should be noble. Second, with our own sources we fulfill. If not, we leave it. But we don't allow the ignoble desires to fulfill that. We should not commit any sin. If that enters in us, any papa we are ready to do, and nobody's sin is spared by the Lord, He will be there to punish. सचन रे झूठ मत बोलो भगवान के पास जाना है न हाथी है न घोड़ा है वहां पैदल ही जाना है भला कीजिए भला होगा बुरा कीजिए बुरा होगा. You know that गाना सिनेमा गाना यही किस्सा पुराना है सजन रे झूठ मत बोलो. So Maha, I explained first loka. Therefore conclusion क्या होना चाहिए? When the question is asked by Arjuna, what is that because of which we all commit sin? When Bhagavan answered, it is Kama and Krodha and is Maha Ashana and Maha Papma. What should be the conclusion of that? Conclusion is Vidhi enam iha vairinam. You must, after all these deliberations and analysis, come to understand and get convinced in you that in your path, either of spiritual evolution, because Gita is for spiritual growth, or in your path of succeeding towards your own noble goals, know that the desire to be the vairi, the enemy, not the friend. Because only when you consider somebody as enemy that you try to keep away. As long as you keep, I mean, feel as a friend, how much you are destroying that person, still you don't leave that person. In the same way, इस डिजायर को दोस्त मानते हो तो वो सत्यानाश करके रखेगा आपको, इसलिए इसको शत्रु मानो. दिस थिंग भगवान टेल्स 4 times हियर. एक बार हमने देखा विद्येनम यह वैरिणम, again it will come, again it will come. Consider him as enemy, then only you will have the feeling inside to defeat that. Desire to defeat the enemy called as desire. हो गया ये श्लोक. More details listen to the class 3-4 days back. Now next श्लोक. Then धूमेन व्रियते वह्निः यथा दर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भः तथा तेनेदमावृतम्. So this desire covers the knowledge, and the desires are of 3 types. For explaining those 3 types of desires, 3 examples are given. One example, the fire covered by the smoke. So some desires are so simple, uff kar do chale jata hai. Second is the mirror covered by the dust or dirt. You have to add water and little more effort you have to put, but wo chala jata hai. And you have to do. Third one is what some desires, they are like the placenta covering the fetus inside. So you have to carefully bring it out, even it is cesarean, or you have to wait for the time for it to deliver outside. So this is the 3 examples given for 3 types of superficial desires, little deeper and very deeper. So for removing each one of them, accordingly you have to put efforts with all patience. But all you will do that only when you know or accept that the desire is an enemy in my pursuit of excellence, pursuit of reaching my goal. You will not do otherwise. लाखों लोग आकर भी बताए, if you love your desire, you will never leave it. But you yourself understand that my desire lusts are enemies to me. Nobody will stop me from eliminating them. Such person alone is achieves higher successes. Now the second thing is what? Any desire, don't allow it to come. If by some chance it comes, फूंक डालो उसको when it is at the level of smoke on the fire. Don't allow it to come to the level of dirt on the mirror. Then you'll have to struggle with it more. It will trouble you. And even there, if you are careful, if you allow it to become more thicker and deeper by regular practice, like that of fetus in the womb, that entire life of yours, you will never be able to come out of it. That is called as the addictions. You know, people are addicted not only drugs and drinks and smoking and all. You are addicted to cell phone now. उसके बिना जिंदगी नहीं है. So addicted to internets, addicted to so many of the things in the world, as if they are the only goal, not knowing that how much time, energy, money, everything is wasted, and we are expected by the Lord. You know, sent expecting hits and century and comes, and first of all only duck out. Okay, aa gaya. How humiliating it is to the team and selectors and to that fellow and everybody. We are also sent as human beings to achieve so many things, but we are clean bowled by the every ball of desires. What is the use? Therefore, the desire is covering the knowledge. Everybody is knowledgeable. Everybody has values. Everybody has ambitions. Everybody wants to achieve. Just the fact that he is a human being, he has an intellect. Fact that he has an intellect, he always knows what is good or bad. Yet he behaves only bad. Yet he does only papam because forced by the desire. That was the question asked by Arjuna. That is the answer. Throughout life, you have to carry. That is my lust and passions and desires, ignoble, forcing me to do papa or negative. Therefore, I am getting all the dukkha or punishments. Instead of that, if I have the noble ambitions and use my resources to work for that, I will achieve success for myself and others. This I have to start doing it right from the young age of 12, 13 years, so that by age of 30, 40, I am habitually good person, having noble ambitions and reaching that. And as my age passes, by the time the conclusion of my life happens, when I look back, there are hundreds and thousands of great grand achievements in my life, contributing to the society. That should be the history. If the other thing is there, lived 80 years, but throughout life only desire to fulfill desires, every nonsense he has done. And in history or his biography, when it is written, he is a total criminal of highest order. He has never left any sin undone because of the passions and desires. घोटाला किया, चोरी किया, डकैती किया, चीटिंग किया, मार डाला, काट डाला, पीट डाला, कितने डाला डाला. Do you want your biography to be like that? And the next generation shows us like Ravana and Kumbhakarna and all, giving us our example and saying, iske tarah nahi rehna. We don't tell the people ki Ravan ke lakshana dagar, live like Ravana, live like Duryodhan, live like Kumbhakarna, live like Kamsa, live like Shishupal. ऐसे थोड़ी बोलते हैं अपन. Live like Narakasur, live like Bhaumasur, is the same. Live like the Chandasur, Mundasur, ये तो दुष्ट लोग हैं. कामना के लिए कितने पाप उन्होंने किया. Will be our example will be like that. Let me take the example of Hitler. How many people he killed for his selfishness? All these Hussein's and all terrorists. Will be given that title, a good example for the bad things. Don't be that. So this is how the thing, second shloka, ki dhumena vriyate bahni yatha darsho malena cha yatha ulbena avruto garbha tata tena kamena idam jnanam avrutam. Then the next shloka says, avrutam jnanametena jnanino nitya vairina kama rupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. So avrutam jnanam. Knowledge, wisdom, talents, abilities are avruta, duckified or covered by etena kamena. Avrutam jnanam etena kamena. The knowledge, the inspirations, all of them are covered by these desires, passions. Therefore, second time, jnaninaha nitya vairina. He is an eternal enemy for the jnani. If you allow the kamana, the enemy, to defeat you, then you live life according to the kamana. That means forced to do the sin, then the wisdom is waste. On the other hand, if the knowledge is stronger and not allowing the desire to overpower you, then we do according to the knowledge and achieve success, not do the sin according to the force of the desire. In other words, jnani ke liye nitya vairi hai. Second time Bhagavan says, it's an eternal enemy for a person who has wisdom and wants to use that, or who wants the wisdom. Kama rupena kaunteya, and again it is said dushpurena analena. It is such a fire which can never be satiated. Dushpurana, उसको आप पूर्ण नहीं कर सकते, अपूर्ण है. What is said is Maha Ashana there, same thing said here as Dushpurena and Analena. So it is like an endless, never quenching fire, eternal enemy for a person who want to gain jnanam and who want to use that jnanam. That jnanam is covered by this kamana. Okay? Now the point is, where is this kamana residing? So the next sloka tells the headquarters of this kamana staying, its place of a stay and operation. इंद्रियाणि मनो बुद्धिः अस्याधिष्ठानमुच्यते एतैर्विमोहयत्येषः ज्ञानमावृत्य देहिनम्. So indriyani manaha buddhi asya adhishtanam uchyate. The adhishtanam, the place of stay and operation of the desire, is these three places. Indriyani. At the indriyas level, perception karte hi desire aa gaya. Body level, you are acting to fulfill the desire and indulging in the fulfilled desires. That is called indriya level, the desire occupied. Mano, at the level of mana, the sentiments, the emotions, the imaginations and projections. This is how the desire works at the mind level. At the buddhi level, it's a conviction. It is a strong acceptance कि मुझे ये भोग करना ही है, ये enjoyment मुझे करना ही है. इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धि अस्य अधिष्ठानम् उच्यते. And then etaihi vimohayati eshaha. Through these convictions, through these projections, through these perceptions, this desire deludes. Whom? Dehinam, the individual. How? Jnanam ahurutya. Means the existing knowledge को suppress करके ये desire इन तीन जगहों पे उस person को delude करता है and makes that person do the papa according to that desire. After doing the sin, then we reconcile. अरे तो करना ही था मुझे, क्या किया मैंने, अब तो हो चुका है भाई. That's so we all are wise before incident, wise after the incident. At the time of incident, we are otherwise. Some people, in after also, they justify. They are very crooked, cruel Rakshasas. But a modest, decent youngsters, they commit under the force of desire, but they regret later on. But then, if it is regrettable, why did you do that at the time? Who forced you to do this? Kamana at the perception level, chahiye, 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 like that, the watering of the mouth. At the mind level, sentiments, कितने दिन हो गए आइसक्रीम खा के वगैरह. Intellect में वो फल्ला वो that youngster, if he doesn't eat an ice cream, if he doesn't ride the vehicle on one tire, if he doesn't go in 240 speed, is not youngster only. That is the conviction at the intellectual level. All the youngsters do like that only. जवान बंदा है का मतलब सारे नालायकपन करना है. That is a conviction. And you strengthen that conviction not by taking the advice of the elders who talk otherwise, but you talk to your own equal stupid fellows, youngsters. अब सब मिलकर यही बेवकूफी करते. Conviction. Who told you? Who is authority? Which Mahatma, which Shastra told you? No Mahatma. My friend is my Mahatma. He told me, ki, let us do this nonsense. Our convictions negative about desire, we strengthen by our wrong company. And if any of the friend tells, अरे बाबा ये वाला desire fulfill नहीं करना ठीक बात नहीं है, then you give up the friend, not the desire. Like I told you, no, कि स्वामी told that भक्त आया शिष्य, बेटा साधना करना है तो त्याग करनी है, संन्यास लेनी, त्याग करनी, छोड़नी है. तो फिर समझ गया तुमको क्या करना है, साधना करने के लिए सब त्याग करनी है. अब बताओ त्याग क्या करोगे तुम? महाराज पहले आपका त्याग कर रहा हूं. स्वामी को त्याग करके चला गया हो. बिकॉज इनको छोड़ो तो सारा उपदेश चला जाएगा. वी कैन इंडल्ज इन आवर ओन लाइफ. So conviction at the intellect level, emotion at the mind level, indulgence at the physical level, the desire conquers all these three, and thus it never allows the wisdom to express. Indriyani manobudhi asyadhisthana muchyate etaihi vimohyati eshaha. This is how it deludes that person. Jnanam avurtade. That vimoha is what? At the time of indulgence, you forget your wisdom. यार ये गलत है, नहीं करना है. करने के बाद फिर होश आता है. अब तो अब होश आके क्या फायदा? है ना, पर्स दिख रहा है, चोरी करो करो, मन कहता है, बुद्धि कहता है मत कर यार पकड़ जाएगा. बट फिर भी ये बुद्धि को सप्रेस करके द एडवाइजिंग बुद्धि, द डिजायर ओवर पावर्स, कर ही लेना है. इंटेलेक्ट से पैसे नहीं है, किसी कीमत पर पैसे होना चाहिए, ऑनेस्टली नहीं मिल रहा, लेट मी दो चोरी. देन द हैंड आल्सो गोल्स एंड टेक्स. एट द सेम टाइम समबडी देख ली, पकड़ लिया, अंदर डाला. इफ नॉट टुडे टुमारो विल बी कॉट. Nobody is spared. Everybody will be caught with their sins they are doing, if not here in that higher court. Their higher court, the punishments are severe. It's good that even here only all our sins are cured by giving us the due punishments. मैं तो कहता हूँ जो भी पाप किया इधर ही खत्म हो जाए. स्पेयर में है तो आगे बहुत भयंकर punishments होंगे. You will not be even given human lives, by the way. So Indriya may as an action indulgence, man may as emotion and projection, buddhi may as a conviction. The desire overpowers all these three equipments of ours. Thus it deludes. What is the expression of delusion? Though you are wise, your wisdom is not allowed to express that time. Kama and Krodha dono. Like should not answer your teachers or parents. You are a decent guy. Generally, you only are very humble, simple to them. Lovingly you do seva. But that moment when you have some desire, that was not fulfilled. The mother or father, you ask money, they didn't give you. Immediately your wisdom that they are my parents, I should respect them, that goes away. Then the desire and anger overpower to make us do the sin of fighting with them, shouting at them, abusing them, or making them miserable, leaving them and going. एक नहीं दो नहीं, इतने पाप कर बैठते हम. Like that so many. Then where to start our sadhana? Can we do straight away at the intellect level to eliminate there the convictions? Easy nahi hota. At the emotion level? No. Then where to start? At the senses level. Senses level we have to suppress, then sublimate it with the intellect's understanding that if I have not indulged in it, nothing is lost. On the other hand, I protected my self-respect and discipline. I conserved my money, time, energy. Then I could spare them for my success. In the rase, पहले suppress करो, फिर sublimate करो. So if you wait for sublimation, it will never happen. If you only do suppression and don't sublimate with understanding, that suppression becomes like a volcano. One day it bursts and we do such a big crime, after which there is no, what is a looking back only. Therefore, what is the answer Bhagavan gave to the next sloka? Indriyani mano sorry. Tasmat tvamindriyanyadau niyamya bharatarshava papmanam prajahihyenam jnana vijnana nashanam. Therefore, by controlling your senses, इंद्रियाणि आदौ नियम्य, पहले इंद्रियों का नियंत्रण करके, you should have a clarity when you are suppressing your indulgences through the senses. Why are you doing? Answer is given. Three things are told here. Indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava. What for? Prajahihi. To conquer this desire. Why? It is papmanam. It is forcing me to do the papa. Then jnana vijnana nashanam. It is destroying my jnanam of setting a beautiful goals, etc. And the vijnanam of my practicing and reaching the goal. All these are destroyed by the desire. Therefore, I have to conquer them. As a first step, I am suppressing or controlling my senses. With this wisdom behind, when you do, to that doing there is a meaning. Not under compulsion, not under suppression you should do, because it is making me do the papa, because it is a destroyer of my jnanam and vijnanam, it is an enemy to me, therefore I have to eliminate it. At the beginning of elimination is this way. And slowly, steadily, when the suppression is done, sublimation is done, suppression, slowly we will discover in ourselves to live life free from the desire, but inspired by the ambitions and goals. The one who lives inspired by the higher goals is a man who is living worthy of called as human. And the other fellow who is impelled, compelled by a variety of desires and living life of only sin, it is better for that person not to live only. सोच लो थोड़ा एक गंभीर बात. So tasmatvam indriyani adau niyamya bharatarshava papmanam prajahiyenam ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. ज्ञान विज्ञान को नाश करने वाला, हमसे पाप करने वाला इस शत्रु को इस तरह से प्रजहि डिफीट एंड डिस्ट्रॉय. रिमूव द डिजायर. Desiring should stop. Inspiring with positive thing, we should start our life. Inspiration is always positive, desire generally is negative. Then next shloka, Indriya, how to do the hierarchy is told to us. Indriyani paranyahuhu indriyebhyah param manah manasastu para buddhihi yo buddhehe paratastu saha evam buddhehe param buddhva samstabhyatmanam atmana jahi shatrum mahabaho. Again shatrum, the word is used. Kamarupam durasadam. So indriyani parani, your indriyas are more valuable, precious than the objects. Therefore, for the sake of objects, don't destroy indriyas. On the other hand, to protect the indriyas, give up the objects. Indriyebhyah param manaha. Mind is more valuable than the indriyas. Therefore, for the sake of indriyas, don't destroy the peace of mind. On the other hand, for the peace and purity of mind, give up the indriyas. So too, manasastu para buddhihi. More greater than the senti and emotions of mana is the sharpness, subtlety, ability to know of the intellect is important. Therefore, for the sake of the intellect and its utility and application, give up the desire at the level of the mind in the form of emotion and projections. Then, buddhehe param is paramatma. Yo buddhe paratastu saha. The Lord is beyond even buddhi. Therefore, for the ambition of reaching to the Lord, use the buddhi as told by the Shastra for the contemplation and then reach to the Lord. This is for spiritual people. For you, what I said, at least live the life at the intellectual, positive conviction, knowledge level, and don't allow the mana, senses, body to rule your life so much that your intellect is not working. Therefore, you are not able to know what is good, bad, what is sin or merit, what destroys ourselves, and the अकल का ताला बंद रख के मत जीना, उसको खोलो, फिर उसके अंदर जो नॉलेज वाला ट्रेजर है उसको जीना. At least we have to live our intellectual convictions. Yesterday we saw, and that also well guided. And I told you yesterday very clearly, even a terrorist also living life according to intellectual conviction only, but it is wrong. A chore also out of conviction only does. That's what we said. Buddhi ko bhi occupy karti hai, kamana karke. So here what we meant by live at the buddhi level means what? Let the buddhi, helped by the scriptures or the elders, have a positive convictions of living life for higher goals and living the life nobly. When we are sticking to that strongly, then the desires tempting our at the mind level, body, sense level, we will be able to conquer. That's how we say, पिताजी बुरा बुरा मानते हैं, माता जी को गुस्सा आता है, दादी जी को अच्छा नहीं लगता, भगवान गुस्सा करेंगे. No, there are all the intellectual convictions. That the sake, at least at the altar, the desires, negativity which come, we are able to conquer. If you don't do that, that Shatru will see to it that we are destroyed. एवं बुद्धेः परं बुद्ध्वा संस्तभ्य आत्मानमात्मना. By controlling, samstabhya is the suppression aspect, quietening your senses at that level, mind at that level. Jahi Shatru Mahabaho Kama Rupam Durasadam. This big Shatru whose name is Kama, whom easily cannot be conquered, you must go on struggling to conquer. This particular line I missed to explain in detail 2 days back. I know that. Hey Mahabaho, it's not physical strength you have to do the outer war. The more bigger enemy than the outer people are in your own mind as your own desire. It's not enough to have the Mahabahu. But with that Mahabahu, you are a victim of your own desire, slave of your own desire, and you do negative to the world. That Mahabahu is a Rakshas only. That's how the people used to do lot of tapasya and get all the physical power. And what to do? They only trouble or they destroy the good people. It's a papa. Hai. So I am not asking you to have the Mahabahu, the 6-pack, 10 packs, and do all nonsense outside. You should have the intellectual knowledge, strength, with which the inner enemy called as desire, Jahi Shatru Mahabaho. The real Mahabahu is inside, and real fighting is inside. Real enemy is desire. You have to conquer him from within. Kama Rupam Durasadam. Is a Durasadam is you try to catch him in one way, he comes in another way. There you defeat him in another way, he comes. Either Harada or Tara. These thief called desire has million ways to express. Now all this discussion I do to the elders in the spiritual class. आपको मैं वो detail में, वो depth में, वो sublimate में ले नहीं गया हूँ. What you can catch, that much only we discussed. To the people generally who seek spirituality, how the desire in variety forms comes, including in the form of the duty, and thus takes us away from the divinity. That's why Bhagavan says, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam Shadam Raja. इस तरह से हम उनको बताते हैं, not to you. You will also get a chance to listen to that when you think you are ready for it, when you feel that you want it. So, by the way, learn it what is required for you. All the said and done, become Mahabahu in your inner convictions, not to become victimized by the inner enemy called as a desire by all these processes. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhya atmanam atmana jahi shatrum he mahabaho kama rupam durasada. In this way, in third chapter, last portion is very pertinent question asked by Arjuna related to all of us, and Bhagavan also took all his pains and time, and in 6 slokas gave the answer, gave the clarification, gave the solution also. And this topic should not be brushed aside. 1,000 times we have to study, read, reread, reflect, get the wisdom, digest it, and start practicing and become the master of that practice, and see to it that life is lived as told by Shastras. Life is lived for the higher and diviner, greater and nobler goals. Life is not squandered or wasted for the animalistic, devilish desire and fulfillment. If that is done, second one, we have wasted our life. If we are able to conquer it and do only the noble things, then you are the master of your life. Just see, want to become the master of the life with higher achievements, or want to become a slave for the desire and destroy yourself, it is in your hands. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre. Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Yogo Nama Tritiyodhyayah Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham tva sarva papebhyah mokshayishyami ma shuchah. Hari Om Tat Sat. Brahmarpanamastu, Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, Sri Gita Arpanamastu, Sri Vedavyasaranavindarpanamastu. Thank you, friends. I took deliberately more time today, even if it takes, but the topic should be completely done at one place. Now, date note karo aaj ka 6/12/6/12/22, and go to ABCD channel in YouTube. Anytime you want, listen 2-3 times, note down the points, have the wisdom, live a wise life. It is your life, it is in your hands. You make it or mar it. None is responsible if you destroy it. Others will cherish and enjoy if you are successful. In success, everybody हमारे साथ होते हैं. In failure, we are all alone. That is how the world is. Therefore, why should we be failures? It is in our hands to succeed or failure. Failure is when we become succumbed or victimized by this kamana. Successful we are when we keep on continuously intact our wisdom and allow not this to overpower us. Throughout life, Hamesha. As I told you, the disease causing all bacteria, fungus are in the body all the time throughout life. But it is because the strong immunity we have, they don't overpower to create disease. The moment the immunity becomes lesser, they attack and some or the other disease comes. So too, the kama ityadi will chase us throughout life. The immunity called as wisdom as well as the conviction for our goal have to be so strong that this desired disease is not overpowering us and destroying our healthy life of achievements. That's how we have to be careful. And who makes us do it always? Only when you are in company of the saints, only when you are in the study of the scriptures, when you are in noble thoughts entertained all the time, then you go on growing this way. If you say that मेरे को भगवत गीता नहीं सुनना है, स्वामी जी का नहीं जाना है, सत्संग नहीं करनी है, that means you don't want to become wise. You don't want to be noble person. Then you want to allow the desires to overpower you. And some useless fellows say, elders and youngsters, स्वामी जी मैं इतना बुरा हूँ, मैं कैसे आऊँ क्लास में? अरे बेवकूफ, पेशेंट को ही डॉक्टर हॉस्पिटल जाना होता है. डॉक्टर साहब मैं इतना अनहेल्दी हूँ, हाउ कैन आई कम टू यू? What is the use for a doctor with a healthy fellow? Bhagavad Gita, Shastras, Guru's guidance are required for those people who are in this internal problems only. Those is a wise person with all wisdom. What will the Guru do with him? You will only employ him. Array, you are finished product, go and serve the world. It is for us only who are yet to become perfect, who are suffering so many inefficiencies, insufficiencies, ignorances, immaturities, all of that. हमारे लिए है सब. हम देखो देखो यार, पता नहीं जनरेशन से यही चल रहा है कि हम बुढ़े होने वाले शास्त्र पढ़ेंगे, तो उतने तक पूरा जिंदगी सत्यानाश कर देंगे. व्हाट नॉनसेंस. दैट इज व्हाई आई टुक दिस गीता फॉर यंगस्टर्स, so that from the age of 13 14 you start getting exposed. By the age of 16 you are able to tune. By the age of 18 you are starting to understand. By the age of 20 you get conviction. By the age of 25 you practice and become a master. By the age of 30 you are the lord of it, master of it. From then onward throughout life you live life according to Gita. Gita's only purpose is to give you greater and higher and nobler and successes one after the other, to celebrate the life. And seeing you, others get inspired. And they ask you, how did you do all that? You refer Gita. The Mother Gita spread everywhere. Gita wisdom guiding everyone individually as well as communally, totally. Make the world a swarga to live. This all this power is there in Bhagavad Gita. ठीक है बेटा. God bless you all. Thank you for giving more time. Tomorrow onwards, chapter 4 we are going to see. Om. 6/12/22. Today's talk is essence of last topic of third chapter. Thanks.